out tonight, we were doing warm-ups and stuff, and somebody says, you know, I'm getting more scared of this story, not less, this next story. It's not per se a scary story, but there's a scary part in it, right, Gabby? It's Gabby. She's our stage manager. Freaks her out a little bit. Our next performer is a first year. It's her first time as a KSU teller. This is an adapted folk tale, and this is Laila Cohen.
Far away in the mountainside of Japan, there was a temple. And in that temple, there was a monk. And with that monk, there was a boy who was always doing chores, sweeping and mopping and the dishes, and sweeping and mopping and the dishes every single day. It was awful. Chores are boring. He wanted to go outside and have fun and run around. In fact, on this particular fall day, the mountain chestnuts were just ripe for picking. So he decided he was going to tell the monk how he really felt. So he marched on up and he said, I'm sick of doing your chores. They're boring. I want to go and pick the mountain chestnuts. And the monk said, well, you could go pick the chestnuts, but the yamda might get you. I'm not afraid of a yamda. What is a yamda? Now, a yamda is a monstrous, shape-shifting creature with big eyes and a long red tongue that likes to trick humans and eat them. The boy decided that was okay. So the monk gave him 3 charms and a basket and sent him down the mountain. The boy, surrounded by beautiful, fiery red maple trees, began to pick and pick and pick and pick and pick and pick all the chestnuts until his basket was full and heavy, and he realized it had gotten dark. And the forest didn't look so friendly anymore. In fact, it was dark and scary, and the trees were big and gloomy, and he was lost. So he's wandering through the path, and he's cold, and he's hungry, and it starts to rain. When he sees twinkly orange lights up ahead on a cottage, he runs up and knocks on the door. And the door slowly opens. And a nice old lady with curly white hair and wrinkly old eyes says, "Oh, do come in." And he tells her his story, and she feeds him a delicious meal of rice, beans, and pickle, and sends him to bed. Warm, content, and full, he falls asleep to the sound of the rain on the roof, only to be awoken a few hours later to the rain whispering, "Danger, danger, danger. Danger, danger, danger. Danger, danger, danger." The old lady must be in trouble, he thought. So he got up and he crept behind the paper screen, only to find it wasn't the old lady at all. It was the yamda! I've been waiting for you! I'm going to eat you now! No. No, no, no. You don't want to eat me right now. I won't taste good. I have to use the bathroom. Oh, you're right, you won't taste good. So she tied a rope around her waist and a rope around his and sent him outside to use the bathroom. And he quickly got out of the rope, tied it around a post, and placed his first charm by the rope. And he told the charm to sound like me, and he ran off through the woods. He sure is taking a long time. Are you almost done? And his voice calls back through the wind, "I'm coming." And the yamda waited and waited. And then she got impatient, and she tugged on the rope, only to find out that she had been tricked by the little boy. "I cannot be tricked. I have a reputation to uphold. I must eat that boy." And she runs off after him. And she's running, and he's running. He notices that the yamda is getting closer. He throws down his second charm, and a river appears. He has drowned the yamda, he thought, as he looked back. And see, she's turned into a fish and is swimming through the river. She pulls her wet, angry body out on the other side. and continues the chase. Tearing down tree branches, she's getting closer. He can see the temple. He's so close, but the Yamda is closer. He throws down his third charm, and a mountain appears! He has blocked the Yamda. She has turned into a bird and is flying over the mountain, almost catching up to him. He gets to the temple. Let me in! Let me in! And the monk calmly opens the door, listens to the boy, and hides him as he waits for the Yamda, who comes crashing through the door a few seconds later. Where is he? I must eat him! He is busy at the moment. But why don't you eat some of our rice cakes and drink our delicious tea while we wait? I suppose. So she drinks their tea and she eats the rice cakes, and the monk asks, is it true that you can shapeshift? Why, of course! I am the Yamda, after all. How tall can you get? Can you get as tall as the trees in the forest? And the Yamda grows and stretches till her head almost touches the temple roof. And how wide can you get? Can you get as wide as the temple? And the Yamda expands and expands and gets bigger until she almost crushes the poor monk against the temple walls. Interesting. Now, how small can you get? Can you get as small as, say, a soybean? And the Yamda shrinks and shrivels and gets tinier and tinier till the Yamda is the size of a small soybean on the floor. And the monk walks over, picks up his chopsticks, bends down, picks up the Yamda, places her in his mouth, chews thoroughly, and swallows. It's said to be the end of the Yamda, or so they say. Truly delicious. And the boy comes out from his hiding, and he decides the chores weren't so bad, and neither was the monk. In fact, he wanted to grow up to be as wise and courageous as the monk was one day.